Hey. So this year my birthday fell on a Sunday, the first Sunday of July. I've always wanted to do a time capsule, but I don't know, I'm just so picky about things. It's like I feel like it has to be a special occasion. I'm a triplet. I share my birthday with my two brothers, Ty and Devin, and so I thought it would be fun for each of our family members as well as us to put something in the time capsule that relates to us. And then in 25 years, when we turn 50 for our 50th birthday, we'll open it back up and see what everyone put in there. And of course, we can't know what everyone else put in, just what we individually put in. Because I've been really into video editing lately, I wanted to do like a vlog, basically, of our 25th birthday party. And the birthday party was kind of a shit show near the end, and there's a couple family members that really ruined the experience for me, so that really fucking sucked. And so for the longest time I've been meaning to, basically I was gonna put the footage together, stick it on a USB and put it in the time capsule, and I haven't actually put the video together yet because I felt so sad about the way it turned out. Like, it didn't turn out the way. My hair elastic just broke. That was weird. Anyway, I ended up feeling kind of bad about it, and I wasn't feeling too confident. Like, the way I envisioned it wasn't the way it turned out, and that seems to be the story of my freaking life with everything I do. But this in particular was very, very disappointing for me, and I didn't film nearly as much as I wanted to. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, there's so much that didn't get filmed, there's so much I didn't do. Even my nanny had told me I should have set the tripod up and just let it film everybody interacting with each other. And but I just felt so self-conscious and so bad about it because of one person in particular that I just didn't end up actually doing that. So don't you just hate it when people ruin things for you? I do. I hate that. I hate that a lot. Anyway, let's get started on the editing. Today we're going to be editing the time capsule footage. My grandmother might be coming sometime next week, so today's Friday, so it'll probably be after the weekend that they'll be coming here, and I'm going to have the video done by then to give her on a USB for her to put away in the time capsule box until we can decide. Everyone has all their stuff in there, and then we can decide what we're doing with it, because I know for sure we're not burying it. It's just going to be whoever is going to basically be taking care of the box for the next 25 years, and we have to pick the most reliable individual. And to be honest, I feel like every family member of mine except for my grandparents are unreliable to some extent in their own way. It would be a shame to go through all this effort just to lose it. And my dilemma right now is just figuring out what exactly I'm including in the time capsule footage, but also in the 52-week activity challenge video. Okay, so I just finished editing the main cuts for the time capsule video, and it's an hour and 11 minutes long. That is a little too long, I think. My aim was 20 to 30 minutes. It's just, there's just so much footage, and I'm having such a hard time deciding what to keep and what not to keep. I don't know if I'm the worst person or the best person to be doing this, because on one hand, there's a lot of things that I would probably choose to keep that maybe someone else wouldn't choose, that it does matter because I'm sentimental enough to recognize that that's important. But like, at the same time, maybe I'm the worst person to do it because everything is sentimental to me. Everything's important. We didn't end up doing the time capsule project that weekend. A lot of my family members weren't quite prepared. They didn't have stuff ready. So I pretty much stopped working on it after that, because late summer, early fall, and then going into winter, I was busy with a lot of other things, and it just wasn't in the forefront of my mind. So fast forward to early mid-March, I picked the project back up again, decided that this absolutely was getting done. I spent about 2 weeks editing it, trying to cut it down and cut it down and cut it down until it hit about under 45 minutes. It was really, really hard. So now that the main birthday vlog is complete, I'm going to be doing like a 4-question interview for each family member that puts something into the box. Just asking them what they put in, why they put it in, and if they have a message for 50-year-old Devin, Mackenzie, and Ty. At the time of filming this video, I have yet to do the interviews. It's just been really difficult to get my family members to take time to sit down and do them. I live far away from some of said family members and I'd have to film it on my phone, so it's just been kind of complicated. Originally, I wanted to film a lot more for this project. I wanted to film me editing it. I wanted to film us gathering together and putting it all together. Just like with my birthday party, this whole thing just didn't really turn out the way I envisioned it. Because the next episode of the 52-week activity challenge series starts off with this one, I don't feel comfortable holding it back the whole episode, holding it off until I have shots of us putting it together, because realistically I don't know when that will be. It might not even be until my next birthday in July, and I really, really, really want to put this series to bed. So I'm cutting this one a little bit short. I'm not going to film all that extra stuff. I might include it in a vlog that I do around that time period whenever it is that we do this, but it's just not going to be in this video. So I apologize for the incompleteness of it. This was kind of not very well planned. This didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but that's kind of the epitome of this series as a whole. It's just things not turning out the way that I wanted them to. So I guess it's almost kind of fitting that until the very end of this series just continuously did not turn out the way that I wanted it to. I originally wanted to finish the birthday vlog, pop it on the USB, and then nobody sees it but me until we open it in 25 years. When I was getting close to finishing it, I kind of realized that the chances of my grandparents getting to see this in 25 years is not as high as I would like it to be. I'd like it to be 100% chance, but realistically, you know, that might not be the case. And so I thought that I would have them watch it, because it really matters to me that they see it and that I can see and hear their thoughts on the project. But then my mom, even her health hasn't been great lately, and I started worrying about her not being able to watch this, and I thought, well, maybe I'll show it to her, because I was showing her some fun things that I did with the video. I added all those like little graphics and stuff. I thought she might never get to see the full thing. But then I realized that the same could apply to any one of my family members. It could apply to my brothers even. It wouldn't bother me if I didn't get to see it again. I have this memorized in my brain. I've seen it. I've watched this footage so many times and repeated it so many times. For the rest of my life, I will never forget what this video looks like or how it goes or the things that people say in it. But my family members, you know, if they pass in the next 25 years, any of them, they'll miss out. And if I live that long, I won't get to hear them or see them react to it, and that bothers me. So I decided I'm gonna gather my family together at some point, probably when we're doing the time capsule, and I will show it to them. And then 25 years later, whoever's still around can gather together and open it up and watch it again. I think that's just as beautiful to me, that no matter what, I still get that opportunity to have my whole family that participated in this to watch this video and to get their reactions and their responses and hear their laughs, and I'm still gonna get that. So it's not just important that my family members all get to see this video, it's also important that I get to see their reaction. I almost feel like I'm putting a bit of myself into the time capsule through this video, and I almost feel like my love for my family is being really represented in this video. And I didn't really think of it that way at the time when I was deciding I was going to do this and I was filming it. It was more just because I like editing videos, I like vlogging. It's something that I've become really it's something that I've really enjoyed doing, especially last summer. Making videos and stuff was like the current hyperfixation that I was stuck on. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to have a vlog of our 25th birthday party that at our 50th birthday party we can watch back and sort of relive in a sense. But looking at it now, it's such a representation of my love for my family and my brothers, and it really feels like, because of the way that it's edited with the little doodles in it, and the way that it's cut, and the shots that were chosen, and just everything about it is almost a representation of me. So when my family watch this back in 25 years, if I'm not around to watch it with them, then it kind of feels like they're getting a piece of me. So I think that that's really special. So that's the plan. I'm going to be gathering my family together. We're going to watch it, and then that'll probably be the same time that we'll pop everything into the time capsule and seal it for the next 25 years. And if I'm still vlogging by then, I will show you us watching it in 25 years. But I can't see myself doing that at 50. I mean, I don't know what I'll be doing at 50. I don't know who I'll be or what I'll be doing. But that's kind of the exciting part, isn't it? So it's scary but exciting. So that's it. That's this week's 52-week activity challenge that actually became more like a almost a year-long activity. But I got it done. That's what matters. So we're gonna move on to the next week. It's been a long while since I've been on camera. Feels weird. Today is Sunday, so it's 52-week activity challenge day, and I decided I would spend the next hour or so planning out my outfits for the next 7 days. I know that it's considered healthy to get dressed every day, or almost every day. It's considered a good way to beat depression lows, and as someone who is dealing with a bit of a depression slump right now, and I've been kind of stuck in it for about 2 months, maybe almost 3, I thought that this might be a good way for me to get back into building up my morning routine again and being consistent with that. And morning routines are so important because they're the start to your day. They're the building blocks, they're the base. So if you have more of a routine, more of a structure, that can help with depression a lot. And I know for me that's always been true. But up until now, getting dressed every day has never really been a part of my morning routine. I skip getting dressed unless I know I need to. And then a lot of the time I usually just won't get dressed until like 10 minutes before I have to, but otherwise I don't really bother. A huge reason for that is because as an artist who works from home, I paint a lot, and getting paint on my good clothes is something that I've done in the past, especially when I was in school. That used to happen pretty frequently, and I still have paint on those clothes. Because it never freaking comes out once it's dry. So I often tell myself that there's no sense getting dressed because I'm gonna be painting, I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna be doing that, and in the end I end up not getting dressed or just simply changing into comfy clothing that I'm okay with getting paint on and call it a day. So today I'm going to try to change that. Don't mind my desk being weirdly placed here. I moved it over here probably like a month ago so I could work down here a little bit more. Shorty gets really lonely during the day and I feel really bad about that. Mind you, she's napping right now, so I could go upstairs and she wouldn't know, nor would she care, but she does cry a lot. She doesn't like me being too far away, so when I'm upstairs too much, she gets sad. So I thought I could paint and edit down here, but my bedroom being the exact same space as my workspace kind of fuels my depression more than I thought it would, and having easy access to my bed, I end up crawling into it. I always forget I own this, like every time. I don't know why. I bought it when I was 16 and I see it and I'm like, oh yeah, you exist. Okay, so we're gonna start off by taking all the stuff that I know I kind of probably want to use, and I'm gonna put it on the bed. This for sure. For starters, jean shorts is the base. Now, although I'm fine with wearing the same thing or two more than once, I'm gonna try to make each day as different as possible. Okay, I like that. then I'll set that one aside, test it out, compare it to the t-shirt look and see what I think. This is easier than I thought it would be. My favorite shirt in the whole world. This dress can be paired with so many things. It's killing me. I want to pair it with so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 6, 7. Okay. So I'm gonna do this with this jean jacket so I can make use of it. It's funny. When I bought this, my mom bought it for me when I was 16, and I remember it was one of the back to school items I bought, and this was when jean jackets were like really, or jean, you good, bug? You okay? This is when jean vests were really in, like they were everywhere, everyone had one, I wanted one so bad, and now, you don't ever see anyone with them. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw someone wearing a jean vest. Overalls. Okay, so the next step is deciding what days I'm gonna wear what, because the weather does matter. I probably won't be going out very often this week, I don't think. Maybe not. Since Monday's gonna be sunny, I should start off strong. Monday. I also don't want any days that overlap. Like, I want them to be evenly spaced. It just does feel like a Tuesday top. So Tuesday with shorts, these shorts. Maybe Thursday. Friday just feels like a Friday outfit. This definitely feels like a Sunday outfit with the overalls. Even though Sundays are like my comfy day. And I don't consider these overalls to be particularly comfortable. And I explain this. Like, they're loose, but they're also too tight at the same time. Like, they're too loose in the top because I don't have big enough boobs. But if I make up here too tight on the shoulders so that the chest part doesn't fall forward, then this ends up too tight down here. So that's not extremely comfortable for Sunday. And I like to do all my self-care Sunday stuff. Maybe Saturday. Sunday? Now it's just picking out the hair. Oh, sorry. Okay. So Monday, my crop top. It's a green crop top, denim dress. It'd probably look pretty cute to have a thing in my hair, so maybe I don't know which one I'll do. Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bujo journal with me for the month of August. For week 29, I tried my hand at finger painting. I haven't finger painted since I was a young kid, and I honestly don't remember the experience, so I thought it would be fun to connect with my inner child and have fun with something that was once a fun hobby and has now become a job. By painting with my fingers instead of a brush, it gave me a bit of a lighthearted challenge and brought me back to painting for the fun of it. I started out by drawing the picture out with pencil. I like to always have a sketch down before I begin painting to make sure the proportions and composition are good, but in this case it also made things at least a little easier for me because, as I quickly realized, finger painting is not easy. There was quite a learning curve to it at first, and it was driving me a bit nuts to not be able to use a brush to get the details and textures right. It basically forced me to paint in a more impressionist style than I normally do, being more loose and free with the details and the forms of things. I did develop a few helpful strategies, like using my nail to carve out guidelines for myself when the first layers of paint got too messy and thick for me to make sense of how it should look. Because the paint is going on rather thick, it takes longer to dry, which was annoying, so I started wetting my finger a bit to water down the paint some, as I would do with a brush. Once I got the hang of knowing how much paint to place on my finger and how best to blend the colors and that kind of thing, it started feeling less frustrating and more fun. I got it about half done before I had to go out and run errands, so I returned to it the next day to finish the piece. Day 2 was mostly detailing, adding more depth with darker shadows and highlights, and tidying up edges and such. I started using my brush to pick up paint and place it on my fingers that way, as I felt using my fingers directly on the palette made things too messy the day before. The details of the face of the cat were so difficult. It took a lot of fixing, retouching to get it to a place where I felt satisfied with how it looked. I ended up really liking the playful, looser style this painting has, despite the fact that that's never been my style of painting. I'm very much a realism sort of girl. The painting has a very simplistic charm to it, as it lacks that detail and texture of my usual work. But this was such a cute piece and was so fun and refreshing to do that I definitely think I'll do another in the future. Here we are at week 30. I decided to take things slow for this week and do a puzzle, but I greatly underestimated how long this would take, so instead of a lazy Sunday activity, it turned into a 4-day project. I was really struggling with some things at the time of filming this and feeling extremely sad and depressed, so it was actually really nice to have something to do that was rather mindless, but also did require some thinking. I put it together without looking at the cover of the box, so trying to figure out how some parts fit together and such was actually really hard. It was a very laid-back and calming activity, so it gave me something to do with my hands and kept me busy, and allowed my brain to process some things in the meantime. I felt a bit overwhelmed with all the pieces at first. It reminded me a lot of the coloring book from earlier in this series. I decided to do the edges, as that felt like the most organized first step, and then started building random sections as I found matching pieces and then connected those chunks as I went along. Initially, sorting through to find the edge pieces took over an hour alone. Excuse you? Do you mind? Shorty, what are you doing? Do you have itchies? I'm starting to wonder if you have fleas or something. Shorty decided to join me here for a bit, which was fine until she got tired of waiting for dinner and flicked my pieces off the desk. What are you doing? What? She proceeded to yell at me a bunch more until I finally got her food out. I was only late for dinner by like 20 minutes, but apparently that was unacceptable. Shorty stepping all over the puzzle or knocking pieces onto the floor was irritating, but looking back on it, as this was filmed in late October, this was one of the last things we did together before she passed about 2 weeks later. Although I spent 4 days in my room for depressing reasons, it was nice to spend that time with her and share space together while I worked on this puzzle. Because this puzzle is so detailed and colorful with several patterns and themes going on, it was rather disorienting sometimes. I was really amazed at the amount of detail that went into the art printed on this puzzle. The artist who created the original work must have spent months working on it. I couldn't imagine doing something like this myself. At the end, I realized I was missing 2 pieces and searched the entire area looking for them, even checking my garage to see. Even checking my garbage. I meant my garbage. Oh my god. I even checked my garbage to see if Shorty knocked them in there at any point. I was so anxious that I threw it out or lost it somehow, given this puzzle is borrowed from my nanny, and I wouldn't want to return it without all its pieces. Success. God, that's fucking cute. Okay, this is gonna have to go in there because that's freaking adorable. For what ended up being the final week of this series, I did some more painting. When I decided to do this project in late 2020, I took ideas from Pinterest to make my master list of activities. And when I read this one, I originally interpreted it as actually picking a flower and painting a picture of it, like doing like a still life painting with like a real flower that I've picked from a garden. But then I realized they probably meant like choose a flower and paint a picture of it. That was easier to do anyway, because just like with a lot of the July and August activities, by the time I filmed this in late October, there weren't any flowers blooming anymore to do the more interesting first interpretation. For this activity, I chose to paint one of my favorites, the sunflower. This ended up being somewhat bittersweet, as that happens to be a flower I associate Shorty with, and it's also my nanny's favorite flower, so it holds a lot of meaning to me. And that brings us to the end of the 52-week activity challenge series. I've decided I'll be doing it again this year, and hopefully it turns out better than this season did. So if you've enjoyed watching these and you'd like to keep up with season 2, feel free to subscribe if you haven't yet. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.